So I am basically exclusively doing this live because one of my best friends, Mary, wanted me to do a video tutorial of how I did her makeup about a week ago, and this is a lot easier than like filming, editing, uploading a video, so I'm just going to go live really quick. I'm going to start by moisturizing. I like the Clinique Dramatically Different Hydrating Jelly. It is a jelly moisturizer. I like that it's not super heavy. My face is super red because I just got out of the shower and exfoliated when I was in there. So, I know it's like 7 o'clock at night. I did have makeup on earlier, but I just got out. Hi, so I'm back. My phone died. Now I'm going to put on the Hangover RX Primer by Too Faced. I love this primer. It's very moisturizing. It really just feels like you're putting a moisturizer on your face with a tiny little bit of a silicone-y feel, and it smells like coconut deliciousness. So I'm going to put this all over my face. Sometimes I even put on my primer with my beauty blender, but I'm not going to do that today. So next is foundation. Sometimes I do my concealer first, sometimes I do my foundation first. I'm kind of going to do it all at the same time today. So I use two different shades of the same concealer. It's the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I use the shade 15 Fair underneath my eyes because it's slightly darker. So I feel like it does a lot better job of covering my bags. And I do that in the triangle shape because if I were just to leave it like in the crescent shape like this, that draws attention to like, oh, there's a bag under my eye, it's really bright. But when you do the triangle, just the entire center of your face looks brighter and better. And I also just put a little bit of that on my eyelids. Then I go back at the end when I feel like I need it with this shade 5 for like the highlighted parts of my face, but I'm not going to do that yet. For my foundation, I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I just got this recently and it's beautiful. For my friend, I would suggest using the tinted moisturizer that I gave you, which I still love, but I actually just ran out of it, so I'm using this. This foundation's like medium coverage. It's just beautiful. I got it in the shade 3, which is actually the second to lightest shade, but it has a yellow undertone, which is what I need. So I'm going to blend all this out with my beauty sponge. I love the Eco Tools beauty sponges. They are so soft. I also like Real Techniques and the Beauty Blender brand, of course, the original, but just make sure that you wet it. Make sure that you wet it. Do not use it dry or it will just be bad news bears and almost counteract what you're trying to do. This looks really ridiculous because my face is so red underneath, but normally my face is not this red because I'm not burning up after a scalding hot shower, because that's just how I love my showers, basically as hot as the hot water will go. So I'm pretty much red all over. I don't know why on my forehead I like to like swipe a little bit, but I love that this foundation is like the only foundation I've ever used that doesn't sink into the lines on my forehead. It just kind of smooths everything out and makes me look about 10 years younger, which I now need because just recently I stopped getting carded. So I'm like, wow, I must really look old when I'm not getting carded anymore. So just blending, 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 trying to make this quick. No one's watching me while I'm live, which is honestly completely fine with me because that kind of puts a little more pressure on it. And this foundation is very buildable. I do think I'm going to do another layer on my cheeks since I am so red, even though I know I'm not going to be continuously red. It's just so pretty and buildable. It's not going to make me look crazy. And it's very, very thin. The only thing I don't like about this foundation is it kind of smells like paint. But other than that, I love it. And when it comes down to it, I'm glad that they didn't add like an artificial fragrance to try to cover up whatever scent that is. I guess it's pigment. I don't know. I'm not a cosmetic scientist. I don't know. But I don't make makeup formulas, but it does smell like paint. So if you're really sensitive to smells, that might bother you. Now, I don't like smell it during the day, but when I'm putting it on, yeah, it's pretty strong. Need to get my hair out of my face. That's driving me nuts. Oh, my nose itches. So, need to look in the regular mirror at my skin. I still feel like my cheeks are super red, but I don't want to add another layer because I feel like my skin is just red under there and it's going to get better. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Let me see. I need a real ass mirror up in here. Yeah, I think my skin's just red under there and this lighting just exacerbates it. So I'm going to leave this how it is. God, there's like a hair or something making my nose itch. And I'm going to leave my under eye concealer. I think I'm happy with it. Sometimes I would go back and just do one more little, fine, I'll do one more little dollop. Right where the darkness is. To really kind of brighten up under there, but no matter what, I always blend it down because I don't want, like I said, there to be just that crescent. Now I am going to go back with my lighter concealer. This is shade 5. Oh, this is killing me. And just right here on the bottoms of my cheeks always stay red. And I put this on there to kind of add to the contour look. Well, man down, drop this, but I'm still going to use it. So, I just feel like this makes a huge difference. I feel like it just makes my face look clean. Not that like white skin is clean, but just on me, my skin's always red down there, and I feel like it always just kind of ruins my makeup look. So, let me answer this text really quick. What do you mean? Question mark. Okay, so I'm happy with my base. Now it's time to set it. And if it's been a minute, I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy. It's almost like I'm having an allergic reaction to something. If you feel like you're getting creases under your eyes, go back in one more time just with your wet beauty sponge and really press to get those out. Because you don't want to set it with creases because that'll just set the creases in there. Okay, I think I'm crease free. Now I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. That's a long name. In shade 1 Fair. This powder is bougie as hell. I will admit that. Like, I will fully take ownership of that. But this is the prettiest powder I've ever used in my life. Like, literally, it sets your skin without you looking chalky at all. At all. I mean, it's just so pretty. There's other powders that I've liked more for like brightening under my eyes, and I might go back in with one of those, but for setting my whole face, this sets your face perfectly without you looking chalky, like I said. So when I'm doing my cheeks, I like to just brush down because I don't want to just pack on a ton of product to add texture. Just kind of want to brush down. I do kind of pack on my chin, because that's an area that tends to rub off from like eating and stuff. I do kind of pack on down here, but then again on my cheeks I just kind of swipe down. It's just a me thing. And then I try not to put a ton on my forehead. because I think it just ages you. I actually read this article about this woman who says she doesn't put any foundation or anything on her forehead because it ages you. And I just think that would look weird to not have anything and then have a full face of makeup, eyebrows down. But I do try to have a light hand on my forehead because I feel like that is where I show all my age. I need Botox. And then I just kind of dab over my face and make sure there's no spots that still feel tacky, because bronzer and blush and such will stick there, and that will be bad news bears. So, and always go over my eyelids. That is that. This is what the inside of the powder looks like. It's just so pretty. I do hate that there's only 4 shades of this. Like, that's ridiculous, but my shade is beautiful. She definitely needs to extend her shade range, but that's a story for another time. If I wanted to brighten up my eyes a little bit, I would go in with this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in this color, which is more like, I'll just do a little bit. I'd say it's more concentrated. It's more pigmented. So if I do this eye versus this eye, you can see this one's just a tiny bit brighter. It really camouflages those dark circles because it has like almost a yellowy peachy tone, very slight. But since it's in this palette is shade Fair, it doesn't make my under eyes look straight up yellow. So we're done with that. Now I'm going to do bronzer and contour. Oh, this wet hair is just killing me, Smalls. So my favorite bronzer currently is this NYX blush in the shade Chocolate Mousse. I ordered this off, I want to say Poshmark or something, because I couldn't find it, and I read good reviews on this for like fair skin. So I'm kind of using this kind of sort of in my contour zone, but that would be a little bit lower, more like on my cheeks. And then I do like to bronze my 5-head. Just on the perimeter. Gotta get a good bronzer helmet going. Ooh, this hair is killing me. This video is a hot mess. I might just save this and send it to my friend directly. So, and also, P.S. Hi, I don't think I've made a video in like 6 months. Good to see you. It might be longer than that. It might be like a year. So, there's my bronzer. Sometimes I will just bronze because it does kind of give me like a little contour. But I am going to slightly contour because I just want to. I'm going to go in with that Kat Von D palette in the contour shade. It's a nice cool tone brown without being too insanely cool tone. And on this, I dab it in and then kind of tap it off because it can be a little intense. And I just do right on the backs of my cheeks to add a little. And again, tapping off the excess. And then I do under my jawline because I'm not at my lowest weight right now. I don't have that snatched jaw, but I'm working on it. I like don't need blush right now because my cheeks are so rosy. Answer one more quick text. This is a very professional video. I wouldn't mind to cook, period. It's up to you. Okay, for blush, I am going to go in with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Mood Exposure. Oh, this is so pretty. It's like a mauve color with the ambient lighting powder in it to give you some illumination. So I'm just going to go in with a fluffy e.l.f. blush brush and really pack this onto my cheeks. I use this generously because it's not super duper pigmented and you kind of have to use a little bit more than you're comfortable with to really get that glow going on. But this is such a pretty like angelic blush color. Normally I'm not for like that pinky blush look, but with this I just feel like it gives you that really, really pretty glow. And then with that same brush, I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. I have gone through like 3 of these in my lifetime, which is hard to do. I ended up buying the travel size because actually the last one I bought broke and it shattered my hopes and dreams. And I was hoping the travel size would hold up a little better, and it's hard to go through one. Oh, So I was like, I don't need the full size. This is the prettiest highlighter of all time. If you don't like a super strong highlighter look, this is for you. And I do highlight my nose, even though I have a big nose. I just think it like naturally contours it because it just draws your attention right to the center. And I just like the way it looks. I think it's like angelic. I just love that. And then if I have any extra, I do put a little bit on my chin and across my forehead. I just think that like changes everything. This highlighter changes everything. So now for eyes, I've been keeping it so super simple. I'm probably going to start with my brows because they're just driving me nuts right now. I really, 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 really need to get them waxed and tinted, but I just, when do I have time? So I need to make an appointment. Just gonna literally run through filling in my brows. And I've been liking a little bit more like a straighter look, not so arched. Even though my brows are naturally pretty arched, I just think, I don't know, it like opens up your eyes. I do still like them pretty full. I actually tinted my brows myself maybe 2 months ago. I used Just for Men on them, and I loved the way it looked, but they're so bushy right now that if I did that, I would just literally have like man brows on my face, not because it's Just for Men, but because I have all these extra hairs that would get dyed, and I'm not trying to do that, so I need to get them at minimum waxed, and then I could tint them myself, but I do like every once in a while getting them professionally tinted because they just do such a good job. And my brows are in no way, shape, or form even. Like, I think I would literally have to get them microbladed for them to be even, but that's okay. I've accepted it. It's just part of my journey. So, I'm going to do just a very, very simple eyeshadow look. I'm going to go with the no, I'm not going to use this. This is way too complicated. Okay, I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to go in with the shade Warmth in my crease. I mean, I've had this palette for at least 5 or 6 years, which I know isn't like correct to keep makeup that long, but it's a powder. I don't think it has mold. And this just has not done me wrong. And I use this shade so often and I am nowhere near hitting pan. I have no idea how. Like, at all. So some days I literally just put this in my crease and put on mascara and go, which will probably actually be what I do tonight. I'm just going to go in with one slightly darker shade Soulful and go in on like the outer crease to add a tiny little bit of dimension. And then literally for like 90% of my makeup wearing life, I never put anything on my lower lash line because I was scared of it. But now I cannot live without it. I just think it changes everything. So I'm going to go in with that Soulful and put it on my lower lash line. Just like the outer, I'll say half to 3/4. It just gives you that little shadow that makes your eyes open up so nicely. I just think that makes it look so pretty. Now I'm going to curl my lashes, which I'm sure most of you don't want to watch. You'll be like dying. And I'm actually having beef with my lash curler right now. I bought the like cult favorite Shiseido lash curler a few months ago and loved it, and it was like life-changing, but I lost it. I have no idea where in the entire world it is. I lost it and then I found it in my car, and then now I've lost it again. So, but look at what a difference a lash makes. But so I can't find it, and I have to have a lash curler because my lashes just like stick straight out and go crazy. So I bought this one at Target. It's the Sonia Kashuk. And I didn't realize there were 2 sizes. This one is called Wide. And I do think I have pretty big eyes. but it just, something about it, it's not right for my eye shape. So like my inner lashes don't get curled, and no matter what I do to try to like wedge it in there, I can't get them, and it's pretty much driving me nuts. So I feel like it's almost making my lashes look worse. This is just killing me. Okay. Ooh, I have one lash sticking straight down. Get in there. Get in there. That's what she said. Okay. I go back and forth between using Benefit Roller Lash and using this mascara that I ordered off Amazon because it had really good reviews. It's called Cabaret Premier Artistic Volume Mascara, and it's actually really good. So I will show you what this looks like because I think everyone knows what Roller Lash looks like. I think it does do a really good job of lengthening and separating. I like for my lashes to be super long and have some volume but not look like dry and clumpy. And I think this does a pretty good job of that. I will say that it sometimes smudges onto my eyelid. I think that's probably more user malfunction than anything, but especially on days when I'm not wanting to wear eyeliner, that is unfortunate. And side note, I'm super proud of myself that I have about 99% of my eyelashes right now. Right here where I'm like going over kind of has a little bit of a bald patch, just because when I did pull my eyelashes, that was, I guess, one of the most frequently pulled spots. I don't know. It's just not grown back completely, but I'm still super happy with it. See, I have a lot of mascara on my eyelid, but I don't think it's from this wand. I think it's just from me. So I'm going to let that dry and then do lower lash mascara. I'll probably just go ahead and do that so you guys can see the completed look. And then I'll be done. This is just like a super easy beginner's makeup look. On my lower lashes, I'm just using the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I will tell you that I don't think it's high impact, but it's something that I got in like a BoxyCharm or something. One of my friends sent it to me, and it's really good for your lower lash line, I'll say that. Because it makes them super dark and long, but it's not like thickening, they're still separated, but I think it does make my lower lashes look pretty. So I'm gonna put on a little lip gloss because my boyfriend is coming over, and this is the IT Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi lip gloss. It like tints your lips, but this is it. Thanks for hanging out with me. No one's hanging out with me. No one's watched this on live, which is hilarious, but I do not care whatsoever. Hope you enjoy this makeup look. Have any questions for me, put them down below. Mary, I hope this helps you. I love you. And hopefully I will see you guys sooner than 6 months from now, but I'm a single mom and my life is nuts, so I'm not making